Okay, this is Reggie, the Columbian Tegu that got lost and went missing for about a week in my little bathroom. This is Reggie in his nice new bigger cage. You might want to check out the camera. He's very curious. When I'm drinking coffee, sometimes he comes up to the edge and he looks in my cup. He wants to see what I'm drinking, and it's like he's interested. Like, you can't have any of that. It's not good for you. But he's a beautiful lizard. He's going to get to be, I believe, about 3 feet long, full grown. And they're very smart. I was told at the pet store that they're one of the few lizards that recognize and come. They recognize their name and come when they call. Well, basically, they might come. They might choose to come when they're called, but they recognize their name. And you have to earn their trust. You can't just manhandle them and teach them to respect you like a iguana. You have to earn their trust, kind of develop a give and take kind of friendship with them. So for me, a novice person when it comes to handling lizards, having a Columbian Tegu was a big bite for me. It's a lot of lizard for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, but so far so good. I wish you would move a little bit more, Reggie. You know, I'm finding out that this camera weighs a frickin' ton. So what I might do is take some pictures of Reggie and tack them together with this video and maybe put together something for YouTube. Oh, here we go. Close-up of Reggie's tongue. Hi, Doobie. Like I said, he's really, really curious. He wants to know what this thing is that I'm holding. Checking out the camera. Hey, Doobie. Hi. Hi, Reggie. Oh my goodness. I think he's, what's the word? He doesn't like it. Antagonized. That's it. It's okay, Reggie. It's just a thing. It's not going to do anything. Get a nice look at his coloring as he's turning his back. These guys are a lot smoother and sleeker to the touch. They feel more like snakes than the other lizards I have. They're very smooth and not slippery. Well, I guess slippery, not slimy, but slippery because they're so smooth. They feel really good, actually. They feel cool to the touch and smooth. His body's about 8 inches from his hips to the tip of his head. If you don't count his tail, from what you basically see in the picture right here, that's about 8 inches. Oh my, big yawn. I was pretty convinced that lizards don't yawn until one did, and then I'm like, oh, I guess they do. Something else that lizards do that snakes don't do, they lick their lips. Yeah, he's a little sleepy because I woke him up. I decided, I fed him this morning, but I still woke him up because I need to work with him and get him used to being held more. Well, he's little, because when he gets bigger, he's going to have teeth, or he's going to have sharper teeth. Some nice shots of this little guy. Maybe I won't need to take still pictures of him. Maybe we'll just have a video of Reggie the Tegu who almost got away. A week after he was gone, I was just in the middle of doing something, and I went in that bathroom with my hands full of stuff. And he was on the floor, and he was ice cold. But he really didn't look like he had lost weight or anything, even though he had gone a week without food. And I just scooped him up real fast and put him back in his cage, and there he is. No harm done. This camera is really heavy. But he's being interesting, so I didn't want to stop. They have, unlike some of my other lizards, let's see if I can change positions a little bit. Tegus have just beady black eyes, very much like birds, like my canaries. They have eyes very much like little birds, like canaries or finches. The iguanas have black eye. They have brown eyes or kind of amber eyes with black irises, but not these guys. They're just cold black. And the bearded dragons also have the black eyes like this. And he's just very intelligent. You can just kind of when he I mean, they all are. All the lizards never cease to amaze me with how smart they are. How alert, how aware of their surroundings. The day that he came and looked at my coffee and oh, it was hysterical. I'm like, holy shit. You know, I don't really engage with him as much as I should. Just in sitting in front of his tank and watching him and letting him get used to me. I mean, you don't always have to take him out and hold him to get a lizard to, you know, to form a friendship with a lizard. So, and he's really cooperating for the camera. He's doing great. I love the little pink on the tip of his nose. I think that's cool. He's just a really beautiful lizard. The Argentine Tegos are easier. They're easier and more friendly, but they're easier to tame than these guys, the Columbian Tegos. And what I read was where the Argentine Tegu comes from, they're basically the top of the food chain, whereas the Columbian Tegu isn't. So these guys are naturally more timid and wary of their environment because they have something, apparently where they naturally come from, they have something that hunts them. So there's a pretty good reason for why they're a little harder to tame. They take a little more work, but I guess it's possible, and I guess they make really excellent pets once you get them there. But I've been bit by this guy several times. It doesn't really hurt, but it's always a bit of a shock. It's more of a surprise, an unhappy surprise than painful. It's kind of pinches. When they get older, though, it'll probably hurt a lot more. Really, camera, this is really... Where's my tripod when I need it? Trying to film through the glass, so it's hard to focus. There we go. So this is a good little video about Reggie, the lizard that I almost didn't get to have because he almost got away. But then I found him. Yay! He's a really... I was so disappointed when he went lost too, because it's like I was just starting to that was right after the coffee thing happened, and I was just starting to really feel like, you know, starting to get to know this lizard and get a sense of his personality, and, you know, decide, wow, you know, I really like this guy. He's really cool. And just when that happened, then he turns around and gets himself lost. I was so bummed. I was like, shit. You know, he disappeared underneath the cabinet, and the only way I could have gotten him out is if I had dismantled this cabinet, which would have been a really bad thing to do. So, hey Reggie! Oh shit, I always go just a tiny bit too far with the zoom, and then it goes out of focus. Ah! Oh, he's listening because somebody's scratching at the door over there and he's hearing that. It's like I said, they're very, very alert and just really interesting animals. If you think you want a parrot but you don't want to deal with the noise, I strongly advise, or I strongly recommend lizards. And the easiest lizard, or at least the easiest one that I've gotten to experience, is a bearded dragon. They're very sweet. Iguanas scratch the hell out of your arms. All you have to do is look at my arms and you'll know why you don't want an iguana. But anyway, I like my iguanas very much. They're really cool too, but in retrospect, if I had known what I did, I wouldn't.